The 7 best books on mastering a mind. And understanding of personal psychology is essential for success, no matter what kind of industry you're involved in. You need to know how your own mind works, as well as how to interact with other people. And this is important no matter what you're doing in life, even in your personal life. Now, thankfully, there's a lot of good books out there that you can use to improve those areas. The first one is A Social Animal that I'm going to introduce you to. Next is Influence, Science, and Practice. After that, it's Thinking, Fast and Slow. After that, it's The Art of Choosing. Then Stumbling on Happiness, Seeking Wisdom, and finally, the 5th Discipline. Now, let's go ahead and get started. The first book, The Social Animal. This may be one of the most influential books on social psychology ever written. David Brooks gets into psychology, biology, and sociology to reveal the hidden insights into human behavior. And all of these are important, especially with you getting to understand people. Now, people in general, how they behave in terms of different social situations, their biology affects it, and so much more. Now, David Brooks, he also explains that there's a human aversion to emotional expression and highlights isolation issue in the 21st century. Next is Influence, Science, and Practice. Robert Cialdini, he's one of the most recognized authors within marketing and psychology. And this is one of his best works. So you're going to get into understanding all the complex issues regarding persuasion, especially when it comes to sales and marketing. So I would suggest you grabbing this book if you're in business and in sales and marketing. After that, it's Thinking, Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, who's a Nobel Prize winner in economics. This book gets deep into human behavior. You'll learn about the cognitive biases, you'll get into behavioral theory, and also loss aversion. So I'm going to suggest you grab this book as well, all 7 books. Next is The Art of Choosing. And this is especially people that are in marketing, because it outlines how people make decisions. You know, we tend to believe that our choices are rational, and they're not. The author gets into deeper issues in terms of human understanding. So before we choose, we should understand why we want what we want in the first place. You know, we need to understand that a lot of people really don't understand. They think the choices that they make, and especially the more choices. In fact, the more choices we have, the more difficult it is to make a choice. But our emotions will eventually take over. So don't allow yourself to get into that. But as a marketer, this is going to be essential for you. In essence, less is more. So be cognizant of that. Next is Stumbling on Happiness. And this is important. It's basically how to master the mind. You know, you may try to fool yourself to understanding that the most important thing, you are the easiest person to fool. You know, brains are hardwired to trick us into believing things that are not true. So this is a very good book in positive psychology. Next is Seeking Wisdom from Darwin and Munger. Peter Bevelin, he talks about the wisdom of thinking in his book. And this is about mental models. So we get into different misjudgments, and he'll give examples, especially in the 3rd section. In the last section, you'll discover tools that will be able to help you in terms of thinking. And some of those things you want to apply is simplicity, rules and filters, goals, quantification. You're going to get into the consequences, and finally, evidence. All these tools will help you to think at a higher level. And finally, The 5th Discipline by Peter Senge. And he first wrote this, came out in 1990. And if you really want to think at a higher level, especially at systems thinking, this is important. So it's the systems thinking, personal mastery, mental models, building shared vision, and team learning. All these come together, which is what the fifth discipline is all about. So they all work together. In fact, what we really need to understand is that we are an interconnected system, and everything that we do will affect everything. If you have an organization, what happens on the outside, from your suppliers to your buyers to even the environment, everything will have an effect on your business, and your business will have an effect on everybody else. You know, the family that wants to buy a new home, and they may not be working for you. So everything you do, everything counts, as Brian Tracy once said years ago. So this book, as well as the 6 other books, I'm going to suggest that you grab them today. And I'll have a link to each one of the books. So I wish you the best, and you guys are amazing. Have an amazing day.